So this is Chloe. What are 3 things we need to check ourselves on internally and then externally as women on the road to leadership?
Being a good leader, it's so interesting. So many of the confident women we talk to who are good leaders had some really interesting ideas that were, I thought, counterintuitive, but not when we thought about them. Number one, we have to be quite good at decision making. We have to be unafraid of making decisions. This ties back into ruminating, by the way, but it's just, you cannot take too long to decide. As one woman said to us, she's the first woman to run BAE, this gigantic defense company, and she said, I just decide, right or wrong, I move on. Sometimes I'm going to get it wrong, and I'll live with that. And I think women have to own that and be ready to get it wrong. I think another thing we have to do is nurture women in a different way. We're so good at saying, I know, but you're going to be fine. It's okay. You're wonderful. What's really helpful to them is to say, you know what, you should be applying for that job. Why aren't you putting your hand up for that? You should go ahead and do this. You have to get good at nudging. And we found that that is really critical.
Of being a leader. That's very true.
Another really important tip that's interesting, it ties into this moving the spotlight off yourself sometimes, is we call it move from me to we, especially when you're speaking. Women have a lot of natural power when we are speaking on behalf of a mission, a cause, our colleagues, our friends, something we think is bigger than ourselves. If we can tap into that, we have a lot of natural power. So just reframe sometimes what you're nervous about and say, this isn't about me showing off or bragging. This is about me trying to make a case that this needs to happen for the company, for my friends.
So that's internally, but externally, how do you see it? That we need to check externally, like what's happening to us. So what should we look for and say to ourselves, okay, this could influence my leadership, or this could sabotage my leadership? What would you say?
I think there are really important things that we need to look out for as women. First of all, I think we need to watch for things we see that are opportunities we're missing. I think we cannot wait for people to come and tell us, for example, you're doing a good job. We have to take some responsibility for looking around to see, where are the opportunities? Where should I go next? So many women think if I work really hard, someone's going to come tell me what to do next.
They're going to rescue me.
And reward me for that. I think it's also very important to think about using some of our most intrinsic skills, which are our ability to negotiate and conciliate, and recognize that as a talent. I mean, the data is incredible in terms of what women bring to the bottom line of companies now. And that's really because, the more women you have at the top of a company, the more money the company makes.
Well, what do we bring that's so different?
It's amazing. All these skills we didn't think were valuable. We listen. We're cautious, we conciliate, we don't boss people around in a hierarchical fashion. We actually have a much more level playing field when we're in charge. All of those things are critical to 21st century management, and people recognize that, but women don't often recognize that those are strengths. So we need to operate, instead of being embarrassed about that, we need to make that into a power in the workplace.